In this video, you will get acquainted with some interesting and unique exhibits of our museum. But first, it should be noted that Azərbaycan State Theatre Museum, named after Cəfər Cabbarlı, was founded and got state status in 1934. In 1935, it was named after Cəfər Cabbarlı for his duties in the forming of the museum and development of the theatre. Over 139,000 exhibits are kept on the fund of the museum. The vast majority of them are original. Thanks to these materials, we can closely study the history of the establishment of the Azərbaycan professional theatre, the various stages of development, the life and work of many of our artists. Examples of these exhibits are programs and bits of various spectacles, photos and negatives, clothes and decoration sketches drawn to them, models, dolls, costumes, personal belongings of our artists. Our museum preserved the personal belongings of hundreds of our artists. Among them we can mention artists like Hüseyn Sarabski, Sidqi Ruhullah, İsmail Hidayətzadə, Ələsgər Ələkbərov, Adel İskəndərov, Mehdi Məmmədov, Hökümə Qurbanova, Tofiq Kazımov, Əzim Əzimzadə, Bədürə Əfqanlı. As I said, most of the exhibits are original. Now I introduce you to some of our unique and interesting exhibits. For many years, the history of the establishment of the Azərbaycan professional theatre and the first spectacle caused disagreement among theatre critics. But the poster obtained proved that this date was 10th of March, 1873. The foundation of this history was laid by the spectacle of Mirza Fətəli Axundzadə's play, Vəzir of Lənkəran Qanat. The play was prepared by theatre lovers and performed on the occasion of Novruz holiday. After that, the interest in theatre and drama increased in Azerbaijan, and at the end of the 19th century and beginning of the 20th century, a number of theatre troupes were established in Azerbaijan. An example of this troupe was troupe of Habib bəy Mahmudbəyov. Sultan Məcid Qənizadə and Habib bəy Mahmudbəyov completed their education in Tbilisi in the 1980s and returned to Baku, and they established a Russian Tatar school. This school was known as Habib bəy Mahmudbəyov School. He staged a number of spectacles with the help of both these students and theatre lovers. Mir Mahmud Kazımovski, Hüseyn Arablinski, who later became famous, were people from this troupe. Cahangir Zeynalov is considered the first comedy actor of Azerbaijan. He was one of the famous intellectuals and enlighteners of his time. At the same time, he was a famous merchant. He spent most of his income from trade and theatre. Rehearsals for a number of plays were held in his house at that time. It should be noted that Cahangir Zeynalov is the father of our famous actress, people's artist Nasibə Zeynalova, and the grandfather of the actor, people's artist Cahangir Novruzov. In the fund of our museum, there is a notebook called Theatre Notebook, belonging to Cahangir Zeynalov. In this notebook, he expressed his thoughts on theatrical art, how actors and theatre should be. This notebook is his own manuscript. Hüseyn Arablinski is known as the first tragic actor in the history of Azerbaijan theatre. The costumes and props belonging to him and used by the actor in the play, Ağa Məhəmməd Şah Qacar, are also preserved in the fund of our museum. At the beginning of the 20th century, theatrical art entered a new stage of development. But at that time, women were not allowed to go to the theatre, to participate in plays, or even to watch the spectacles. But later special lodges were organized for women, in front of which black tulle curtains were hung, and they were allowed to watch plays from there. At that time, a female playwright came to Azerbaijan a drama. This was the first female playwright in Azerbaijan, Səkinə Axundzadə. She taught literature at Hacı Zeynalabdin Tağıyev's girls' school. Səkinə Xanım also wrote a number of plays. They are Bride and Mother-in-Law, Benefit of Science, and others. In 1904, Səkinə Xanım prepared Nəcəf bəy Vəzirov's play, performed by the female students of Tağıyev's theatre. This play performed on December 4th. After the spectacle, Səkinə Xanım presents this badge to the girls. The name and the year of the play are engraved on one side of the badge, and the name of the participant and the role she played on the other side. This is one of the rare and interesting exhibits of our museum. This exhibit is a silver inkpot presented to the famous Azerbaijan theatre actor Sierra and film director, film editor Abbas Mirza Sharifzadeh. This inkpot was presented to him on the occasion of the 20th anniversary of his stage career. This exhibit belongs to the prominent Azerbaijani film and theater actress Höküme Gurbanova. She noted the replicas and text on the characters she played in the performances in this notebook. We can see flower petals in her many notebooks, which proves how delicate she is. I would like to introduce you to one of the unique and rare exhibits preserved in our museum. These are the manuscripts of the prominent playwright Cəfər Cabbarlı. This exhibit we see now is a nameless and incomplete novel by Cəfər Cabbarlı, which was discovered many years later in the Cabbarlı archive preserved in our museum. Another of his manuscripts is a translation of Lev Tolstoy's Hacı Murat Noel. It should be noted that Cəfər Cabbarlı was also engaged in translation. As a translator, Cəfər Cabbarlı made a great contribution to Azerbaijani culture. Our fund also preserves costumes and decoration sketches of theater artists. This decoration sketch drawn to the world-famous composer Qaraqarayev's ballet Seven Beauties. The author of this sketch is Fyodor Gusev. This decoration sketch drawn to the Fikret Emrov's ballet 1001 Nights by world-famous artist Togrul Narmanbayev.